So hey everyone, welcome back to Rebecca's Colouring Arts and Crafts. So today I'm going to continue with Hannah Karlzon's Magical Dawn colour along using Derwent Inktense pencils. So today we're going to actually continue with our leaves. So work more on finishing these leaves. I still haven't decided on the centre colour for the inside of these flowers yet, but I will work it out as we go eventually. So I want to continue with the leaves and do those today, and then after do those, then I'm going to go on to some other parts. I am pre-recording in advance, so if I say something that sounds a bit funny, well, or something that hasn't uploaded yet, but yeah, that's basically why. So yeah, I'm going to just zoom in here and get that focused, and we're going to start with our Derwent Inktense pencils. So we're going to use the same colour scheme that we've used up here for these ones. And what we want to do is come in first with our iron green from Derwent Inktense, and I'm not sure how many of these leaves I'm going to get finished this time. It just depends. We may have to continue some next part, we shall see. But yeah, so we're going to come in with our iron green, and it kind of, it's not coming from the top. I'm trying to, almost like it's coming from the side. I don't know. It's kind of in the center of the leaves, so, but then some of these are showing us it's coming from the top, so I guess I'm just going to follow what I've done with the other leaves. I guess I will. So I'm just going to start with these, and we're going to use our iron green, as I said. We will add in the other colours as we get to them. And I can't remember what colours did with the stem either, but it looks like, I think it was only two colours, and it looks like the last two colours. So yeah, we'll just take it as that's what it is. So I think if I remember correctly, we basically did our iron green down these areas. So along the top and down. And just anywhere where there's shadows, we're creating our shadows in those spots too. So we're basically just, as I said, following anywhere where there's shadows. So where this butterfly or moth or whichever it is here, we are adding shadows around that because obviously there would be shadows on the back. I think the light source, it's almost like it's coming from two different directions right now. But yeah, we'll make it work. Or it could be coming a bit from the back as well. So I think what I'll do is do at least all the leaves on this flower and then see if we get time we'll go over to the other leaves. But I'm going to try and just do all the ones on this flower first. And we're basically doing just this outside, leaving that center area where it comes up and connects. So up this spot here we're leaving open for where our light shadows will be, but we're doing our shadows along the stem, so taking it along here and then up around this outer edge and up around. Just get one of our little cloth things to rest on it. So there's not really much more to say about what to do here, just outlining what we're doing, and then we go on to the next part. I hope everyone's going well anyway. Obviously opposite temperatures of the world currently, with Australia being warm and elsewhere being cold. But yeah, I hope everyone's going well anyway, wherever you are. So as you can see, we're just using our iron green as our outlines for these leaves. I do blend them in if I can, but with these sections being smaller and having to fit these, I think I'm going to just use the water to blend them in. I'll see. I may create a bit of a lighter shade like I sometimes do with the Inktense, but it just depends as to if I do that, as to if there will be the space or the room or not. And I'm not sure if there will be with these leaves, so yeah, I'm just playing it by ear. I'm at least just getting the main first shadow down anyway. And the other colours will go over this colour anyway, so it'll blend in quite a bit when the water's added. Bit of creative shadows around this little bit here where it's hanging off the flower, because it's in front of this area. I think these leaves are kind of a bit backlit instead of being lit from the front. They're kind of being lit up a bit from the back, but I'm still deciding on exactly the background I want. I've kind of got an idea for what I want to do with the background here. But yeah, haven't totally decided yet. I haven't, because I may do something different, or who knows what. But I kind of feel like it's almost like a night sky or a night sort of scene. But yeah. Oops. I don't know that this is going to erase off, because as you all know, the erasers don't work very well. These, and no, it didn't really. But hopefully it's enough to stop it from affecting that bit. Hopefully it is. Might even try doing those other leaves. I'll see. I'll just see. I think I'm just going to finish these ones off, and then I might do these others next part, these 6 or so here, I think. So now I want to come in with my Derwent Inktense Vivid Green, and I want to bring that over that iron green, but also give it a bit of its own space for its own colour. So we are. So I'm not too worried about the, sometimes I'll use the blending lines as I said, but today I'm not worrying too much about that because I'm going to blend it in with the water soon enough. Like I could do that little blending line that makes it a bit easier blending the colours in together, but considering it's water it'll blend together anyway, so yeah. That's why I'm not quite as concerned if I don't do it all the time with the Inktense pencils. I might do little bits here and there just to fill in a little bit of the space, but otherwise, yeah, I'm not too worried about it. So I'm just going to pause it there for a minute, just due to time. I'll just finish this leaf quickly and then I'll pause it there for a minute and then we will come back in a bit and continue with, or very soon, probably directly after this, and continue with our green. And whoops, I was doing the majority of that one out of the camera frame. Whoops. Okay, well, I'll see you shortly anyway. Bye. Well, not bye, just I'll see you shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. So because I accidentally had this out of the frame when I started with my vivid green, I'll just show you here. Basically what I'm doing is colouring my vivid green over my iron green, but sometimes where there is large spots I will add little bits of light shading, but otherwise, as I was saying, I'm not too worried about leaving a line to blend the colours into each other easier, because being water they're going to blend once they get wet anyway. And we're just colouring all over those areas and leaving it a little bit of its own space as well. We are. So we're just basically following where we had the green before and leaving a little bit of our vivid green showing as well, not worrying about spots or if it's not completely correct or blended correctly like we would with our other pencils, because with the water that's going to get rid of all of that once we add the water in. And it will. You notice some of these spots don't have quite as much space in the leaves, so I'm not too worried about leaving our blending line in those spots, because as said, the water will blend it in together once we get there. But you do want a little bit of that green showing on the outside of the iron green. I would love it if Derwent offered did a set of light fast Inktense pencils, because I really love using these pencils so much, and It would be awesome if they did a light fast set that you could actually use for sellable pieces and stuff. Also, I'm thinking about possibly looking at setting up a Patreon sometime in the future, or I'm not quite sure how far away it'll be or how close it'll be, but I'm going to basically do a first part with like how to hand colour photos and just speed colorings of my own images that will be staying on my YouTube channel, of course, but there will also be a first jewellery making tutorial on YouTube. And then what I'm going to do is actually just keep a speed colouring version of those being done on my YouTube, but I'm going to transfer the tutorials for my own pieces to Patreon. That way, when I set it up, we'll have those available over there. Of course, you'll still be able to see the speed coloured versions of my own images, and then it's your choice as to if you join Patreon or not. When I set it up, I'm also thinking of offering like with the pieces of my own that I do the videos on showing you the speed colouring, I'm going to do a separate version where I do a tutorial where I'm not necessarily worrying about light fast or any of those types of pencils, but basically where I do a tutorial that shows you another version of how to colour that image, and I'll probably offer that image as a PDF print off as part of Patreon rewards when I get it set up. So I'm just sort of want to show people the first video on my channel how to do that, and then I'm just going to keep speed colorings on there with no talking, no telling how to do it, and then once I get Patreon set up, then I'll start putting things up on Patreon and offering like the PDF of that image, so you can join my Patreon and colour along to using that image and just the type of pencils that I decide to use with the image. Like I'm going to start recording one, just you've seen my Summer Dreams sketch. I've started tracing off a second image of that just onto artist paper, just to basically use to do a tutorial for Patreon on how to colour that using Derwent Inktense pencils, because I just love my Derwent Inktense pencils and I just really want to do a video showing that. But I'll kind of probably, as I add a part for that onto Patreon, I'll probably add a speed coloured version onto YouTube, but I won't be telling you how to do it in that. It'll be like my current image, my Summer Dreams sketch, where I'm not actually saying how to do it or telling the colours and that. If you want to see a coloured version, it won't be exactly the same as the original, but how I colour it using different coloured pencils, then I will be looking at setting that sort of stuff up on a Patreon page when the time comes. I just wanted to give people notice that I will be doing that in the future. I'm not quite sure when, but it is something that I want to do. But first off, I'm going to do the first parts as a complimentary YouTube tutorial kind of thing for the how to hand colour photos. When I get my jewellery stuff out, the first jewellery making tutorial, which will be based off a pattern for that one, and it'll probably be based off patterns, but if it's based off a particular pattern, I will show you. If it's my own design, then I won't show you. So, and sometimes my own design is just adapted from something that I've seen in a pattern, so I'll just see. But either way, a lot of those will probably eventually go onto Patreon. As for colour alongs of the colouring books and book reviews, they will be staying on YouTube. They won't be going anywhere. The real-time colour alongs and speed colour alongs on YouTube that I've been doing already they will be staying exactly where they are. So Patreon will be more about if you want to access how to do my own pieces or my own tutorials. So the how to hand colour photos, the first one of that is basically a complimentary how to colour your own photos thing on YouTube, and then future ones, once I get Patreon up, will go on Patreon. So I will finish the current how to hand colour photos on YouTube, but future new photos that I start will go on Patreon, and it will be the same for my own sketches that I show the speed colouring version on YouTube. If you want to see how to do those, they will be on Patreon, etc, etc. So, and there will also be like a PDF for if you do that as well, but I've got to learn more about Patreon yet before I set it up and do it. But that is kind of what I'm thinking of doing with my, shall we say, future images. So first parts that the first one that I do of each of these new things of my own will go on YouTube, and of course speed colorings will stay on YouTube. Speed videos of those will stay on YouTube, but they won't have instructions. The instructions bit will be available on Patreon for those images. But as said, colouring books and review books, that's not going to change. That will stay on YouTube, and the tutorials will stay on YouTube too, because I've noticed some people that specifically do colouring starting to shift how to do the colours and stuff over specifically to their Patreon, and it's like I want to keep the colour alongs and the colouring tutorials specifically on my channel free to help those people who want them, kind of thing. And I'm just going to offer, after I do the first video of my stuff, then I'm just going to offer my personal stuff that I will still show videos of, but not tell how to do it here unless you go to Patreon. So yeah, I just, as I said, wanted to give everyone notice that I would be looking into that in the future, kind of thing. So yeah, I hope you'll join me when the time comes and learn how well, it won't be the original colours as I said, but learn how I colour my own images, and continue with my how to hand colour photo series when that happens, and all of those sorts of things. But colouring books and just general review books, there'll be no change at all. So if you're here just for those, have no fear, there'll be no change to those. You'll still be able to access it, and that means also if you don't have the money to join Patreon, there's no obligation to when the time comes. It can just be when you want to, or if you don't have the money to join Patreon, you can still see what I'm doing with my own pieces online on YouTube. You just won't be able to specifically do that till I offer, because like I'm thinking of a colouring book in the future, doing a colouring book once I've got enough images drawn and stuff. But you will still be able to access all of the colouring book videos that I do that isn't my own original work on YouTube to do the proper tutorials of. So have no fear, those are going nowhere. It'll just be colour along tutorials for my own pieces and stuff that I'll probably be taking, that I will be taking to Patreon. But I will make sure that I have tiers, so if you don't have enough to do much, you'll still be able to access things. So yeah. I really want to do my art as a career. It's a dream of mine, and I need to start looking at setting up some things where I can still do tutorials on my own pieces and help get them out there more. So, but at the same time, I want to keep specific colouring book videos as they are. So yeah, I really hope you'll keep joining me on my adventures as I do this, because yeah, I love it so much, and I really can't wait to be able to share colour alongs on my own pieces and stuff for you. So yeah, it'll be good. Anyway, now we want to come in with our apple green, our Derwent Inktense apple green, and we want to bring that over all these colours too, leaving room for our final colour yet. We've still got one more colour to come in yet. But yeah, I can't wait to share with you some tutorials on how I colour my own pieces and some things like that. It's exciting to me to be starting to do and share some of my own original pieces. It really is. And I'm also going to be offering prints and stuff of the original image too. I just won't be saying exactly how I did the original image. It'll be colouring it in different colours to the original image. But yeah, I can't wait to share it with you all. I really can't wait. And I really hope you'll all enjoy it and join me on this journey, like you've already been doing for the past over 2 years. And for those of you that have recently joined, welcome. For those of you who have been here all this time, thank you so much. I really appreciate your support and kind words, and just, it really means a lot to me, and it makes me love doing this all the more, because I get to help others and help you all with what you want to learn and do. And also, at times I've noticed it helps people to get through hard times and hard places as well. So yeah, it really does mean a lot to me getting to do this and help you all out. Because whilst I want to make art my career, I also want to help people, and it means so much to me being able to help people through hard times. And yeah, people may think this is crazy, but the funny thing is, as I've been doing this more and more, I've been feeling, whenever I do this, I feel like God is there with me. Like His presence is there with me, and He's encouraging me to keep going with this and to keep doing it. And anytime I'm not doing it, I feel like God is there saying, you should do this, you should do this, this is what you're meant to do, you're good at this. And it's like every time I finish a part or finish a piece, I feel God's presence there with me, almost like He's congratulating me and pushing me onwards and upwards and encouraging me to share my own pieces and do my own things, as well as continuing with what I had been doing. And I feel like God's basically been trying to tell me all this time that this is what I'm meant to do with my life, and that I can do my best to help others by doing this and sharing these things online. And it just means so much that I guess God is there with me, giving his support and showing me that I am meant to do this. It really means a lot to me to be able to do this, because I have never had a lot in my life. I struggle with my Asperger's, with the social skills. I struggle with getting to know people or getting out of the house, and it's almost like YouTube and doing this has become a second family to me, and it means so much to me. I could never give up doing this. I just want to advance and grow on what I've been doing with YouTube, but I could never give up YouTube, and I could never give up what I do, because I feel like this is what I'm meant to do with my life. And having YouTube is almost like a way to help me learn social stuff, a way to have contact with people that I don't get in real life, either because my ankle's playing up or my ankle issues, or just because I'm not sure how to interact with people all the time with my social skills. And it's almost like YouTube is helping with that. And so in the same case, doing YouTube is helping me a lot too. So it really makes my life worthwhile doing this, and I really appreciate it. And I couldn't have done this without the support of so many other people there, encouraging me and wanting to see the next video, wanting to see what I do next, and God's presence and encouragement, and helping me to realize that this is what I am meant to do with my life, that this is my dream in life, is to expand and continue further with my art and start offering my own pieces, as well as keeping up with the colour alongs and the colouring books and all of that, and doing the review books, because it makes me so happy. And ever since my grandma's passed away, it's almost like I feel even closer to God than I was before. I miss my grandma so much sometimes. But she was very much Catholic, and she very much believed in God, and I feel like ever since she's passed, my belief in God has grown, and she's still there with me even though she's no longer here in person. But yeah, enough of that. I don't need the tearworks starting because of grandma, because I miss my grandma again. It was really hard this Christmas without her though. I really missed her. But yeah, I intend on doing this for a very long time to come, so yeah, I hope you'll all still be here with me in years to come. I also can't believe that I'm up to 940 subscribers. It's amazing, and I love being able to help you all out with it, and that's why you would have noticed that I respond to pretty much every single message people leave, because I like doing that. It's just, I like being able to respond to people and just give a comment or help out or just anything. So if you ever want to just leave a comment or just say something or have a brief chat or just just even need someone to be there for you when things are tough, please leave a message, because I'm always willing to just have a little chat, or even just talk if you need to get something out or just need to feel better or anything. Please feel free to just leave a little message and I will respond as soon as I can, because I love being able to respond to all your comments and see what you say and think and do, and it's just, yeah, I love that part, and how people that don't really even know each other come together over something like colouring. It's amazing. And I noticed the colouring community and the art community, we don't seem to be so critical of each other. Like, there's some people that are really critical and harsh and that make us want to give up our dreams and our goals in life and our love of what we do. But I'm starting to realise you've got to not listen to them, and you've still got to follow your heart and your dreams and your goals, and not let those people stop you from doing what you love. And if someone can help you out or encourage you along the way, all the better. And it's just, yeah, you have to do what you love and find what you love in life, because without it, I guess you're not as happy as you could be if you had it. And it's so nice that the colouring community doesn't seem to have the criticisms or the harshness or whatever that some other communities have, or because I've been with some game forums, like I used to do computer games a lot, and now I have no interest in that whatsoever, because all I want to do is my art all the time. And so, but some of those communities, it was rough being there. Like, people were mean, they're nasty, they're horrible, they'd criticise you. And it was no fun being made to feel like crap because of some little thing, or because you didn't say you liked what they'd done or any of that. It's no fun being part of a community like that. Whereas the colouring community seems to be completely the opposite. We're all supportive, we're all there to help each other, not criticise each other, and it's just, yeah, it's a really nice community to be part of, and I'm just happy that I can be here as part of it. So yeah, so we're just continuing here. We're getting towards the end of this leaf with our apple green. And I'm just going to have to pause for a minute. I didn't realise that it was 27 minutes already, because this camera only goes to 30 minutes. So yeah, I'm just going to pause here for a minute, and we're going to come back and we're going to add in the last bit of our apple green and then our next colour. And then we'll be working on the water. And if we have time, we'll go over to these leaves. But we will see, depending on the time, or I may finish it off there and do the next part, because I've got to try and get a few parts in advance, because my computer has to go in to be looked at, because I'm having issues with the card reader transfer thing. So yeah, I will be back shortly. So hey everyone, I'm back. So I'm going to continue here with my apple green, and I just want to continue adding it in all of these sections over all the colours. I do. And I think after we add in our other colour and do the water, I think I'm going to leave it at that for this part, just because I've still got 2 or 3 other videos to do, because I've got to cover at least a week. I'll still be on my mobile at times, but yeah. I won't be able to upload or do anything at that time, so I've still got a lot of videos to make and edit yet before tomorrow, so I'm not sure how I'm going to do it all, but yeah, I'm just gonna have to do my best. I'm just doing a little bit of a light area here just because we're adding in the next colour shortly, and this will allow it to blend in slightly better, at least till we add the water anyway, which will be the next part. So yeah, I've still got a few videos, so there may be just slightly shorter ones to get them done in time, to get enough done in time, because I've still got a lot of editing to do yet with all these videos. Okay, so that's done. So now we want to come in with our final colour, which is the Sherbert Lemon in the Derwent Inktense. We just want to bring that in over all these areas. We do. Whoops. They went over the page there. Lesson, don't do it that way when the page is on there. I'm just trying to blend this in. It's actually losing a lot of the I'm having to constantly wipe off the pencil colour as I add this one in because it's lifting off the other bits because I haven't added the water on them yet. And so with this layer it seems to be lifting off a lot of like waxy bits from the other colours as it blends in this final colour. So I'm just wiping that off as I go, wiping off the residue as I go. This one has more yellow than the other currently, but it might change once I add the water. It might... Just rubbing off the excess green from rubbing the yellowy colour, the yellowy green over the other colours, because it's coating this pencil with what it's flaking off, and that's causing the yellow to have a bit of green in it when it comes out. Except I couldn't get the full bit off, so just doing the best I can. I am. So you'll notice here a lot of green from the other colours rubbed off where I was wanting that yellow. But it's going to blend when we add the water anyway, so I guess it's not too much of a worry in the end. Trying not to go over the lines like I just did either. Okay, so that's our yellow in there. So I'm just going to pause for a minute and then I'm going to bring in my water and brush and we're going to wet that. I'm not going to worry about the center stems this time. I will look at them next time. So yeah, I'm just worried about getting enough content for whilst my computer's in at the shop. So yeah, I will see you back in a minute. So hey everyone, I'm back. So now I'm just going to bring in my Micador number 2 paintbrush with a bit of water just damply on the end, and I just want to start with the yellow and blend it down into the other colours. I don't want too much water, but I still want a bit of water to allow me to blend it how I want it to be blended, and trying to leave a bit of the yellow on there. So I hope you're enjoying this part. And yeah, I'm just looking, I've still got at least another 2, possibly a 3rd video to go, and then I've still got editing to do on all of those, plus another video that I've already got done. So yeah, but I'll get there. I'll get there. Well, there's yellow painted all down the side of my book. Yellow and green. From colouring it, that is. I just want to get these side bits done a bit because they're going to be a bit difficult to do after. Well, a bit more difficult than the inside bits anyway. So as you notice, as we're blending with our water, it's taking all the little bubbles and white spots and that out of it. It is. Well, I'm just going to do these couple of spots underneath the butterfly first, or around the butterfly first. Just starting with our yellow each time, trying to get that bit of sherbet lemon colour into that leaf. Yeah, I think I'm certain it's working so far. Our first leaf done. I think they are turning out a bit more yellow than the other ones up here. but doesn't hurt. Doesn't hurt to have them slightly different. Blending these greens and yellow together. So you'll notice when the part's been wet, or if you don't have enough water or whatever, because you'll still see those spots on there and it'll still try and blend. That's how I typically know when I haven't done quite enough water anyway. Oh, where was I up to here, I think? I hope. I can't remember for sure. Might have put a little much water on, I'm not sure. I'm trying not to overdo the water, but I'm also trying not to underdo the water. So sometimes it's kind of hard to judge if you got the right amount on your brush, even when you're brushing water off and all of that. Here it is. Trying not to go over the lines too much. I've gone over a little bit without meaning to here. Not far, but I've still gone over a bit. But fortunately I'm thinking about using a bit of a black to shall we say, cover it up where I have gone out of the lines. See, those ones I think I put too much water on because you can still see it shining there. Even though I thought I dried it off enough, but I obviously hadn't. We've still got time to do some more parts. It's nice to see that the yellow is kind of coming out from the green when I put the water on a bit. I've got a pretty lime green coloured water though. Gotcha! Woohoo! You got that lime yellow, lemon yellow showing through again, or lime yellow or sherbet yellow, or whichever it was. So many different yellow coloured names out there. Because there's so many different coloured yellow pencils. I'm loving how this is coming out though. It's awesome. And there's a few spots where I've gone over with the water, with the coloured water slash paint on the stem. That's probably where I had too much water, I guess. Cramp in my hand. think I've got too much water on some of these ones. I'm just checking to see if they've bled through with the colours at all. Fortunately they haven't yet, but I forgot to put some paper behind it and I've been trying to dry it off, but it's still too wet. As you can tell, it's running all over the other leaves before I even get to them, which means that I'm using too much water on there. I am. And you can, I don't know if you can see, but it's all buckled up the back page because there's been too much water gone on this one. Hopefully it'll flatten out again once we get there, but I've been wiping it off, but my hand got too wet, so obviously I wasn't getting enough water off the brush before I was using it, and as a result that was causing the paper to get too wet. So you may have to dry your hand off as you go as well. I usually do, but I just was being lazy this time, so yeah. That's why there's a lot of colour over where the outlines are too on some of these spots, because I've just had too much water on there. And when that happens, it tends to run. So it's about trying to judge the right amount and not oversaturating your hand. So basically, just if you follow your lighter source to the darker source, you should be right with your pencil not covering the yellow areas. Where it is yellower because there's so much colour, like some of these yellow areas have actually been lightened up by the green because there's not a lot of space in them. There isn't. So it's just trying to judge, and sometimes you cover those little areas because there's not a lot of space. Sometimes you won't. It all varies. But I always go from light to dark, which is different when I'm using the water on the image, because that way you're not getting the light colours being muddied up. And I think I'm just going to leave it there. I will finish those last little bits with water off camera. I really hope you've enjoyed this. If you have, please leave a like, subscribe and comment, as I always love hearing from you. And I will see you next time. Bye.